hello all and welcome back to the Walrus Plays. Some more Nostalgia Sundays of Total Annihilation. Today we are on our final mission, I believe, on Hydros, Mission 3. Now again, as I've said in the past, I've never actually completed this game. Well, no, that's a lie. I've completed the ARM campaign, but I've never completed the core contingency because I didn't own it. And as part of that, I've never had the joy of playing past maybe the first couple of missions. Which kind of sucks. But I'm going to prepare to defend myself. It does appear we're in a nice little ring atoll here. Let's get some aircraft on the go. So we've got a couple of these guys who are going to start doing a quick patrol route for me, just so I can explore what on earth is going on. We're generating a nice amount of power because we've got our Colossus generating a bit of power for me. It looks like we're blowing up something. Oh, some serpents. Good. Get out of my way. Get dead and stay dead. We don't want you. Oh, that's cute. The Cave Dog Atoll. There's the Cave Dog logo. Those are the things that I miss. Because Cave Dog was a... Ow. Well, at least that thing died. Cave Dog definitely were an absolute champion of game designers, in one's own humble opinion. Okay. What I am going to need, I believe, is a little bit more... So we still can't build underwater energy storage. It's very annoying. I will, however, build a couple of underwater metal storage, because I could quite use a little bit more storage of metal. There we go. Let's add an extra 6. We're not quite producing enough. It's like we're not overly producing it, but that's fine. Now, what is causing the biggest drain, other than, of course, yes, it's a construction ship draining 11.5 metal every second, every tick, because I know we sped the game up, so it's not every second anymore. We've got combat music just blaring as usual. This is the trade-off: is sometimes the game does get a little bit wigged out, especially if you load a game, when it comes to trying to figure out what you're actually trying to do. And unfortunately, I did load. I had to restart because the game didn't work properly. This is the problem with slightly older games, and I say slightly older games, and running them on a much more new machine. My computer itself is it's a couple of years old. Well, actually, I say a couple. It's probably about 4 years old now, in theory. Yeah, it's about 4 years old. And so I'd say that's still reasonably new in the grand scheme of things. But unfortunately, that does mean that it gets a little, maybe not temperamental, but it does occasionally go, ooh, that's an old game, what are you doing? And it doesn't like it. Which is fine. It's annoying, but it's fine. We'll live. Okay, I'm going to get you to finish construction of that, and then I'm going to get you to reclaim that, because that's worth a lot of metal. Because I want to build a couple of these seaplane platforms. I think that'd be a very important thing for me to get constructed. Right. Okay, so we've now got quite a decent chunk of metal storage capable. We've got like... Oh, goodness, we've got even more of those horrible buggers. I think we're going to need more anti-aircraft defences, aren't we? I wonder if we can build the flak boats. We'll have to build another construction ship to find out. Because I need some advanced shipyards. Definitely. We've only got basic ones for the moment. We're going to need some advanced ones. So I'm going to have a quick look. Where's the seaplane platform? Am I blind? What? Why can't I build a seaplane platform? That's weird. Oh, it's an advanced construction sub thing, isn't it? Is it? I'm not even sure. You know when you have one of those moments going, I've forgotten how the game works. Either way, we're going to build a series of advanced naval yards. Very important stuff. And I'm going to build another construction boat. You, my friend. Yeah, odd. I could have sworn it was a Tech 1 thing. Maybe it's considered Tech 2? Or even Tech 3. I'm not sure. Either way, we're building some advanced sub-pens, so it doesn't really matter. Advanced sub-pens. You know what I mean. Advanced shipyards. Advanced sub-pen, that's some very red alert, actually, because they had the sub-pens in that. Let's see if we can find any more metal deposits we can quickly slap a doodad on. If not, how much power? 33 for each of those. It's not too bad. I think we're going to need more anti-aircraft defences, though, aren't we? So you can get building there, please. I'm going to get another one there. Probably should be sensible about where we locate them. Boy, leave me alone. Cheap bugger. Oh, they're coming in hot and fast, aren't they? Oh dear. Get in there, boys. I mean, at least my torpedo bombers are doing things. Unfortunately, these little buggers are going to be very annoying. Okay, that was sneaky of them. How dare they? Well, they're all dead now, thankfully, but that was still kind of frustrating. Okay, well, let's build some more anti-aircraft defences, generally. Submarines, they're doing alright. That's fine. Where's the commander? Okay, you're alright. That's the important thing, is if the commander dies, we fail the mission. We don't really want to fail the mission. I'm going to get him to go reclaiming things. Oh, goodness gracious me. So, as is the standard fare for these missions, we have one main driver, defeat the core, and serpents. I have to do both. Okay, so we still can't get the fun flak boat, because my goodness, if we could get that, we'd be all over it. It'd be fantastic. But I'm going to build a couple of these advanced construction subs, because they're going to probably make my life a bit easier. I'm going to need you to build some general laser defences by the looks of things. Now, the laser defences are a lot more punchy, but of course they are surface level, so they are targetable by quite a lot of things, unlike the advanced torpedo launcher, which is only targetable by naval. So, here's the way of the world. Now, where's the commander going? There you are. I need you to go and reclaim that boat, and that boat, and that boat. Just because I want the metal out of them from where the core used to be. And I will get you also to repair that boat there. That'd be a good idea, wouldn't it? Probably should repair that as well. It is nice that any any construction unit can repair, and some units may not even have the construction capability, but do have the ability to actually repair. So there's a unit called the FARC, which I believe stands for Fast Assistance Repair K-Bot. And that was a unit that was added with the core contingency for everyone, but it was also available on Cave Dog's website. It's one of the first units they added, and it was for the arm, and it's an advanced K-Bot, and yeah, it's very fast, and its nano-lathing capability is almost on par with a construction vehicle. No, the advanced construction vehicle, sorry. So because essentially, the bigger the vehicle, the bigger the nanolathe. So K-Bots, really there's the advantage. K-Bots and vehicles, because they're the two main land units you have. K-Bots are slower, typically, but they reach their top speed faster. They have a better acceleration, because they essentially just keep walking up to that speed and can climb slightly vertical inclines a bit better. Vehicles are faster overall, but take a little bit longer to get up to that sort of speed, generally. But they have issues with inclines, which kind of makes sense, really, I think. And the advantage is that construction vehicles, although slower physically than their K-Bot counterparts to get going, they have a bigger nanolathe inside them, so they actually produce at a faster speed. The aircraft have the slowest construction speed. Essentially, they are the worst at constructing stuff, but that's to kind of counteract the fact that they can fly and they can get everywhere and just be annoying. So there is a consideration already built into that fact that, yeah, they have an ability to bop around and be a bit quicker, but of course they are not as efficient, really, which is, I think, a sensible way of doing things. I think the construction hovercraft has a halfway house between I think it's a little bit slower than the construction ship. Not sure how much slower though. But it's definitely slower than the construction vehicle. But again, because it can cross both sea and land, it does have that advantage. Oh, they're coming in again. We need more anti-aircraft. Where's that construction ship? It's not building anything. Oh, well that was rude. You. Get another anti-aircraft rocket battery here, please. We need more of them, because they're coming in thick and fast, these little buggers. We also need more metal. So thankfully we are building these metal makers. And the thing is, we've got 16 under construction, which still not going to quite make us pip over the total we need. But the trouble is, we're going to end up draining our power. So I think what might be a good idea is actually building a Colossus or two. Also the fact that it describes itself as a light carrier. There was never a large or heavy carrier ever kind of added officially through Cave Dog. Sadly, there was only the Colossus and the core equivalent. But of course it was kind of almost indicative that there is a possibility of something bigger later, which I find fascinating. It's just a shame that it never really arrived. But hey-ho, 'tis the way of the world. Right, Commander, I would like you... So you can see where we're dropping slightly because we're generating more metal from the metal makers. Oh, goodness gracious me. Commander, I need you, because we don't have the additional energy storage. So we can expand our storages by building manufacturing plants. That does increase our actual reservoir that we can get access to. But otherwise, there's not really... because we can't build the energy storage. And that's something that I always find important to build is I want to have more energy and metal storages. So we need some more, and we need some rapidly. So again, we still can't build a construction seaplane, which is fine, a little annoying. So what I'm hoping is that these two will be built quickly, because they're actually quite a rapid construction. Hopefully we can actually manage to get enough power out of these corpses, which is a weird thing to kind of describe. That we're just going to drain some corpses for their energy. But then again, you can reclaim trees, other environmental plants, and weird and wonderful. And that is just the way that this game kind of works. It is interesting in that regard. Okay, so we've almost there. So once these two are sailing, then we'll have enough power, which should hopefully tick over until we get the underwater fusion plant on the go. Which is really what we need right now. Because currently we are at a 500-ish power deficit. And that's not great. As I'm sure you can imagine. There we go, so there go the boats out. Now we're at a power surplus. We're okay. For now. What I will do is I might get the commander to go and build, assist construction of that. Now I will put these guys here just to act as a nice little reservoir of power. We've got all these being constructed. Still got 4 more Crusaders on the go. Metal is now in surplus because we've actually built a lot of the things we needed to build. I'm going to build another seaplane yard. Right, you. I'm going to get you on a patrol route and just explore a little bit, please. Go on, my little scouting seaplane. It's very important that it does that. We're going to build some more torpedo seaplanes. And now that we've actually got a little bit more metal, we're going to build some bigger boats. So those 3 can start annihilating up an absolute storm. Commander's nearly finished with that. Oh my goodness gracious me. So that's lots of stuff over there. Let's see. I'm going to see if we can get our planes to do a little bit of silly recon shenanigan. Now I think there's an enemy over this way. I'm assuming it's a serpent or 3. That wouldn't surprise me. Go on, boats. Oh my goodness gracious me. That is a lot of seaplanes. Oh no. I've whacked the hornet's nest right open there. Oh dear. That is not good. Fiddlesticks. Oh well. I kind of deserved that. Okay, let's send out the skeeters, because these guys are actually weirdly good at anti-aircraft, because they've all got rocket launchers. And their laser is pretty pathetic, but their rocket launcher does give them a little bit of anti-aircraft capability. Unfortunately, they can take a single torpedo and then they die. So I think they're dead. Let's build another 10, shall we? Because they're cheap as chips. That's one advantage they do have. They're not expensive to manufacture. Okay, you, my lovely seaboat. I would like the seaboat. Construction ship. I mean, it is a seaboat. It's just, you know, that's me doing some very ridiculous mangling of the English language there. So we are now going to have 25 metal makers. They're going to be churning out a little bit more metal, which is important. Okay, so seaplanes under quick repairs there. Right. So, I'm going to send... I don't want to send you out to go and build on that deposit over there, because that won't end well. But I will get you to build a few more anti-aircraft batteries. We still need more metal. That's the tricky thing right now. Well, we are building the Crusaders. That's the important thing. Mass. Right, I'm going to whack down a advanced sonar station here, which is interesting because, of course, the sonar can go through this block of odd, like this reef it can still go through. I do love the fact that they go, oh, I've been hit. Have a quick repair, shall we? Okay, so there's a Seeker. Whatever their version, the core version is, I always forget. Doesn't matter, it's dead. And... right, okay, so we built a chunk of boats, which is good. I'm going to quickly get the commander in to repair these subs, repair some of these defenders. The naval series defender as well, where they've essentially just put a pair of pontoons on it. It's not like they the arm went, no, we'll do something really sensible. No, we'll just put a pair of pontoons on it and it can float and wobble around every time it fires. It's like, I'm really not sure that's a good idea. But hey, it's what the core decided. No, the arm decided. Sorry, I'm playing as the arm, not the core. So what the arm decided was a good idea. I'm not so sure. Is the nicest way of putting it. Right, I think we need some more advanced torpedo capability. So you need you to come out here, please. I'm going to get you to build one of our nasty underwater torpedo launchers, because these things are vicious. They do eat up a lot of metal to produce, though, but they are scary as hell. And I will happily take that. So in the meantime, I'm going to build some more Millennium battleships. I'm going to churn out some of these big boys because they're scary. And that's kind of what we need, is just sheer, unadulterated firepower right now. Okay, so they've got a load of boats there. Okay. It's not impossible to deal with. Okay, well, wow, they're in a lot of trouble. Die. Come on. We need more ships. I need another submarine. Another Triton. We're going to need more of them. That's a Lurker. Triton, I think, is the core version. That's the problem, is I can remember some of the unit names, not all of them, and not very well. But hey-ho. We need those submarines. We need torpedo boats. We need our firepower. You and you are now the number 3 detachment. Prepare for war. One more Crusader, and then one more Lurker being built. Commander, you are done for your requirements, so I'm going to get you to drain that. Can you reclaim that? The problem is, a lot of the time, is actually reclaiming the wreckage can be quite tricky because of where you actually have to click on the damn unit, because of course you can see it's almost like for naval units, it's where the unit was destroyed and then they sink, which means they essentially move a few pixels down. Quite annoying though. Ooh, Seahawk's under attack. Well, it's doing okay. Unfortunately, the construction sub is eating a huge amount of metal to build these rather vicious underwater torpedo launchers. So, right, boats, off we go. I want you to go and blow up their ships in this corner because they don't deserve to live. Fortunately, their bloody seaplanes are being very rude. Well, they're all gone now. Go away. Thank you. You're not allowed to be here. Get away. Now. You're still having some issues. Okay, all of our torpedo bombers were destroyed, so that's fine. We've got some more under construction. Now, once this is built, I think it'd be a good idea for us to get a little bit more, few more metal makers. So let's move these guys up. Commander, I'm not going to send you out to do anything, but I will send this construction boat out, and I'm going to get you to build a couple more metal extractors. There we go. Now, as a kid, I think I've mentioned it before, I was really loath to build metal makers because I was thinking, oh, no, I don't want to use my energy for that. Well, it's kind of a core mechanic of the bloody game, Walrus. Literally how this game works. So why don't you think about actually doing that? And when I started using them, it made my life a lot easier. Who would have guessed? Right, so the Millenniums, we're building 5 of them. So once they're all constructed, we'll have a nice level of absurd firepower, because these guys are going to give me the nice long-range bombardment that we need. And right, there we go. I think what I'm also going to need, though, is a bunch of piranhas as well. I keep hearing that green laser being fired, because, of course, it's firing at my seaplane. But as we know, the green lasers, maybe not the most accurate at anti-aircraft capability, which is a blessing. Because, yeah, you do kind of need to rely on missiles to be effective anti-aircraft. It doesn't mean that they can't target aircraft. I have seen the most powerful laser weapon in the game, the blue laser, which does take 2,000 energy to fire. Yes, it's a beast of a weapon, and they are very dangerous base defenses, I'll tell you that much. I have seen one of those be fired and destroy an aircraft, but it was a sheer level of fluke that I did not expect to see. Because, yeah, you don't really expect a laser like that to actually manage it. Perfect. Now, because one of our Millenniums, because one of our naval construction yards, the advanced shipyard is now finished its Millennium production, we're not in a deficit of metal anymore. Because these construction shipyards are draining about, what, nearly 19 for each of them? And this one's finished its albatrosses as well. Excellent. Interesting, I didn't realise the seaplane platforms also generated metal. That's nice. Cool. Did not realise that. Okay, so I think that is all of our seaplanes. So let's... It's only a few of them, it's only 10. But it'll do for now as a quick recce. So let's just track the units, because we can press T to follow them as they go on their little escapades. And let us torpedo bomb people. So we are torpedoing the snot out of their defences quite effectively. Yeah, okay, some of our guys are getting blown out of the sky, but hey, I will take whatever damage we can pop out on these guys. So unfortunately, they're torpedo bombers, because unfortunately, the torpedo seaplanes also do have a missile launcher. So they're not, unlike the entirely land-launched torpedo bomber, which only have just the torpedo. Let's get some of these guys. This will be fun. Let's have some missile boats. Again, we need the anti-aircraft. They only have just the torpedo. They don't have the capability to launch a rocket as well. But the seaplane ones do have that functionality, which is quite good for them. Not so great for me on being on the receiving end of them, however. Ah! Go away. The trouble is, I really don't want to lose one of these guys, because they are quite valuable. Oh, they have come into play now. Here comes the big fight. Kaboom. Right, all of these depth charges being flung out. That's very important. And that snake needs to die. Come on, torpedo bomber. Come on. Moving in, boys. Take them on. You can see depth charges, they work. They're just not the most hard-hitting compared to a torpedo, of course. Right, so we need to get rid of you. We need to get rid of the warlord. Because unfortunately, that green lasers on those warlords are really biting through me. So one of the things as well you'll also find is the battleships, they don't have as long a range as the Conquerors, like the cruisers, but they do hit harder because their guns are bigger, slightly less accurate, but hey, it works, and that's kind of the important thing here. Right, okay, so you guys can just sit there. I'm going to get you to do a quick repair patrol in this area, so that'll heal these boats up, and also it'll just do a quick retrieval of resources, thank you. And as our seaplane flies over doing a little spot, these guys, they've got a much longer range than they do have sight range. So again, makes sense for them to actively be using something else to spot them. And actually a lot of units have that as a thing. A lot of units have a greater weapon range than they do sight. It's really only the scout units that are kind of the opposite to that. So again, it does really rely on, you can't just build an army of one thing. I mean, in theory, you can, but you will struggle in that the enemy will typically be able to target you because they've got, the computer has essentially infinite line of sight. They know where everything is. Because of course the computer just cheats. It's an older game, that's how it works. But the your own units, their AI is not great. So you do very much rely on having a bit more punch, really, provided to you by being able to see your enemies. So spy planes are really, really handy, of course. That's why I'm going to build a couple more of these albatrosses, which are, I think it's the albatross? No, it's the Seahawk, is our airplane sonar. Albatross is our torpedo seaplane. We're also going to build a few more of the torpedo seaplanes as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get that constructed. You are going to get that constructed, Commander, because you can lend your nano lathe. And because otherwise these guys are going to take forever to build 20 seaplanes. I don't really want to faff that long. Okay, how's the repairs coming? They're getting there. It's the joys of being able to do that. If I also told it to guard one of the boats, they would just follow it around and heal it repeatedly. Which is particularly useful if you have a specific boat that you don't want to lose. So I've done that a couple of times where I sent seaplanes out to follow a boat, particularly when I've downloaded extra units. So there's one that I quite enjoyed having, which was the Yamato, which is just it's an enormous boat on the screen, just massive. And it was kind of a weird mash between a Millennium, one of these Rangers, the Colossus. It had a single landing platform on the back so it could repair aircraft. It had a triple barrel of these. It had a basic Conqueror turret as well. So it had like 5 barrels, and then a blue laser on it as well. So it was surprisingly punchy. I say surprisingly, it was very punchy. Almost frightening level. Right, so let's expand the search radius. Up we go. Now, the commander is assisting a little bit here. So these guys are going to make 6 of them. So we can actually reduce this by 4 to just 2. And the same for this one. These 2 should be producing a little bit quicker thanks to the power of the commander. Oh, okay, that's quite a lot of shots coming our way. Yeah, we need to start dealing with this. Come on, torpedo bombers. Next. Now, where's the subs? Subs almost done. Perfect. So what we're going to do is we're going to send in 15 submarines, 10 of the sub-hunters and 5 of the basic ones, to try and work our way around the enemy base. You can see what I mean. The construction sub has a very similar power of nanolathe to the commander. Oh, they're shelling us. Well, whatever it is getting shelled up a treat. Because, oh, there go the Rangers. Missiles. Bang, bang, bang. I mean, okay, yeah, it's not the greatest of things in the world, but it works, I guess. Again, I'm being a little bit cautious, just because I want to make sure that we actually give the enemy an absolute hiding. So... Now, the advantage, of course, is that the advanced construction vehicle and the advanced construction sub having very similar levels of construction capability compared to the commander does mean that it can produce, like, assist production quite rapidly, which is shockingly enough really helpful. As, of course, being able to produce units at a faster rate, very, very handy. Right, so we're going to send the seaplanes over this way, and I'm going to do the same for these guys. You can stay over there. These seaplanes need to go over here. Right, subs. Perfect. Subs are ready. Right. Ah, where are the other subs gone? There they are. Right, and these guys, you're the number 3s. You, I'm just going to get you to actually manually repair things. Because the trade-off is with the repairing is it can get a little bit, they're bumping into each other. It doesn't do exactly what you want it to do, but it works of a moment, so it's fine. Right, so let's check down here. Here's our torpedo bombers. We are going to get you... Actually, we're going to get you two to pair up with the torpedo bombers into one unit. I'm going to get them to patrol across like that. Here we go. So the sonar will be available to us. Also, what we can do is we can move up here and actually start building some shipyards just outside their base and just really try and ruin their day. So we've got lots of very nasty albatrosses just dumping torpedoes everywhere. And our ships moving in. In go the subs as well. I think we've kind of got this. So we need to destroy everything core. That's no issue really, I don't think. But it is what we need to do. So, let's get rid of that. Moving in. I think I see a tidal generator. Oh no, that's an advanced torpedo launcher. Ugh. That needs to go away. We don't want to deal with that. Ugh. Oh, the Albatross landing failed. Oh yeah, that's because all the landing pads are full. It happens. Right, come on subs. In you go. Destroy. Oh, wow. Took its time, didn't it? So I think we've kind of got this wrapped up nice and easy. So, as we finish up this lovely level, ready for moving on, I believe we're going to move on from this level away from Hydros. I don't know if that will mean that we move entirely away from all of the aquatic-based levels. I believe we will probably have some much more hybrid levels in the pending battles to come. I'm not sure. We'll find out soon enough, though. But if you have enjoyed playing through with me the third mission in the ARM campaign of the Core Contingency mission pack, please do give us a like, share and subscribe. Well, I've seen some lovely comments already from people who have very much enjoyed Total Annihilation in the past. Of course, I'm glad to see there are people, and yes, I have indeed downloaded, I've been looking at Beyond All Reason. That is one that I need to have a chance to play through, but as you can probably tell, I record these videos a little bit in advance, so I haven't actually been able to go back and play them. I've just been able to add a little bit of extra snippet of information there from into this one, just you know, going back and editing the audio. So hopefully, as I said, you've enjoyed, and hopefully I will catch you all again on next week's episode as we finally move into the final area of the enemy, and hopefully this will remove them off of the face of the earth. Well, actually, face of Hydra.